Well, good morning guys. Another day at the off-grid. It's a little bit of a different vlog today because it's all about housekeeping. We're down at the, we almost were in the pond. We're down at the pond and we are harvesting the fish. They've lived out their entire summer on here. They've, in my opinion, done quite well. Look at that fish, it's already in the freezer. It's under probably 3 inches of ice. And then there's another one. There's another one over here. Dead fish under the ice. I called up my brother, the wooded beardsman, and he's like, well, it's time. Because his idea, I think, was to go ice fishing, so drill some holes in it. And I think that ship has sailed. It's time to now harvest the fish. Use some more rock down there just to control springtime erosion. And yeah, it'll be a fun day in the forest. But we're noticing now that the sun is kind of always behind clouds. The aerator isn't running as much. We've got an early ice over and we've got some dead fish, so it's time. You can see how well my balsam are doing. The ones that we transplanted for erosion control, and just make sure we don't hit those. I'm gonna wrap it up into a housekeeping because I've got some trees that are down over there that I want to clean up and just kind of put everything away for the season, getting ready for hockey or skating season on the pond. The plan is to actually get this thing to ice over and have a safe place to skate. There's that one. I don't know how it got in the tree. Actually, I do. Chris put it in the tree. He did the old, apparently this is the thing. You do a sniff test on a fish. It's true. It doesn't smell like anything. Maybe it's good. Chris is gonna maybe try that. That cedar isn't doing that well, but it might make a comeback. It was a, like historical dry summer this summer. The actual pond, considering, has been actually quite high based on the water we got. Anyways, we're gonna get the fish out. We got this thing to deal with, which is a kind of a game of pickup sticks. It narrowly missed the cube. You can see the cube there. It fell. It's kind of all tangled in. I want this beam for another project. By beam, I mean log. And then there's some firewood and it's kind of got caught in that cedar tree up there. So I want to clean this up. Chris is going to be taking fish out. And we're going to make a day of it because you know what? When it gets all gloomy and doomy outside, you should get outside and do something. Right, Chris?
No.
You look like you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Wow, it's kind of an emergency call. We're going to do something else today. You know, oh, the fish are dying.
Well, it's part and parcel. The idea was to actually take the boat out today, but it's all about the early onset winter and everything freezing and the water levels being low, and it's just kind of, you know, you gotta make the best out of what you got.
It didn't happen as planned.
No.
This was supposed to be like, oh, it's not going to freeze till December or end of December, because every other year we haven't had snow until now, and then this year everything's fast and water's low and everything else. So
yeah.
But we'll get the fish out.
We're gonna get a fish fry going on. Chris
one way or another, we'll get the fish out.
That's right. So, well, Dawn's coming, so we're gonna have like a shoreside lunch or snack.
If we catch a fish, or we're gonna eat one of the ones that are already dead.
Well, I saw one just swimming just under the surface.
No guarantees we're gonna catch it.
Well, I'm gonna pump the pond out. We're gonna get that fish out come hell or low water. Frankie, what do you think? Frankie's over there. She loves it down here. She smells the fish. She actually points them out. She can actually sniff them under the water. Don showed up. He brought the pump. That's what you can hear in the background. What we're doing is we're draining the pond while we're cleaning up everything else. Chris is trying to fish something out. Did you get any bites yet?
Very peaceful.
Very peaceful. It's bucolic, one would call it. Well, Don would call it bucolic. It's bucolic down here, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Not today.
Not today. Too noisy.
Too noisy. All right. Well, that's gonna go for a couple of hours. We're just gonna keep busy cleaning up stuff. This is my favorite time of year, minus the pump running. It's when everything's kind of frozen. You don't got risk of bees coming at you, because there's a lot of bees that hide in the ground, hornets and wasps and stuff. So they're frozen. So we can collect the firewood. Chris is fishing, it's nice and calm. Don't mind the noise of the pump. We're gonna deal with this tree. This is a balsam tree, and they get so high, and then they tend to just snap off around here, and that's what's happened at the base here. It's kind of dry rotted or wet rotted or something rotted, and it's broken off. But it's leaning in a bunch of other trees that I kind of want to prevent collateral damage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it out backwards, maybe lay it on the ground, and then I'm gonna delimit and save this guy, because she's a nice beam. She can make some good dimensional lumber. So Dawn is going to be my eyes. We're gonna set you guys up over here, and then we can watch this thing come down. Hopefully it comes down nice. It's like it never even happened. It hovered over those young trees, and it just kind of flopped back down. It worked. I think that worked perfect. Well, we got quite a bit of water drained, but we're not going to drain it all because we're not going to be able to get the fish out today, and we don't want to leave them with too little water that they can't survive overnight. We're going to start again tomorrow morning, and hopefully we can get it drained right down to nothing, and then we can just scoop our fish out. We got some firewood at least. Early next day, as you can see, the water level is down pretty low. We got the pump started again. We're gonna give it a full day worth of pumping. I don't think it's gonna take that long, probably half a day. My brother's gonna meet me out here, and he's gonna try to fish the fish out or scoop them up. My primary objective today is to get everything cleaned up before the snow flies. And one of the tasks is this brush pile here. If I had a bigger torch, I'd use it. Now, I like to keep a lot of brush piles for the little habitat and little rabbits and whatnot. I build them specifically for rabbits. I give them like a little section underneath the piles. This pile is a bunch of dry sticks with nothing underneath it, and it's kind of, honestly, it's kind of in the way. So this brush pile is destined for ash. It's going to be burnt up just to get rid of it, get it out of the road. Well, we've collected all the fish that we can. We got an update total on that, and we've pretty much drained the entire pond. And I'm just going to give you guys a quick look at the bottom of the pond because, hey, I'm interested. I actually have been down there. I'm going to see if I can make it down there without dying. You can see the water coming in there. I got a plan for the stabilizing of the muddy areas. That'll be tomorrow, probably tomorrow on the next day's project. But meanwhile, we're going to, we dealt with the fish. So we no longer have any fish in here. Well, we almost had a Kevin in there. But I want to show you the source of the water that comes into this pond. So a lot of people think this is just a rainwater pond. This is actually, it's spring fed. There's a bunch of springs all around in the bottom of this pond, and it fills it up using an artesian well, they call it. And so it keeps really fresh, really cold water in this thing. So if we can get the edges more or less stabilized so they don't wash the silt and whatnot in, it'll be a really clear pond. The plan for the next couple of days would be to stabilize this area here where the ice is. This stuff is more or less goopy clay type fine sand. So we'll geotextile that whole sort of slope there down to about here where it starts to be rocky, and then that'll maintain the water clarity, we hope, and then stabilize that hill over there as well. That's where we're working with right now. I just wanted to show you the inside. So we're inside the pond right now, and yeah, I think it worked out pretty good. I don't know, given the circumstances, with the aerator stopped pumping because the sun wasn't shining. And again, that's really one of the problems with solar, is that the sun is not always shining. So when it gets to the fall season, there's not enough sun to actually run enough to actually give enough oxygen to the fish. Anyways, we got lots of plans. Today was this year was a learning year on the fish. And I think it turned out pretty good. Just we probably should have harvested them a little bit earlier. There's the geo there. You could see some plant matter starting to attach to it and grow to it. And this thing hasn't caved in where we put the rocks. So we'll just carry on down. Perfect time to do it. What do you think of that plan?
I'm just mad I lost my knife. Okay, I don't know where it went.
The sheath, it fell out of the sheath. It might be in the pond. Oh, I was supposed to grab the magnet.
I don't know where it went. I can't find it.
It might be at the base of that ladder down there. He was grabbing some fish and it might have fallen out.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to clean it and then I noticed fish and then I went and got the stabber. And then when I got sorted back out, I lost my knife. Anyway, we got 5 fish out of the pond.
5?
Yeah.
That was the grand total?
There was about 15 that were floating or sinking.
Floaters?
So we were about 3 weeks too late on this project. Lesson learned. More solar.
Yeah, more well, battery storage. We need more storage.
You got to get more oxygen in there.
Yeah.
We got winter kill. We winter killed in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't even ice over yet. That's it.
Kind of iced over.
Well, more clouded over.
It clouded. This is what happens when winter comes. It's just cloudy. So if you guys want to see the whole fish cooking, you can see it on Chris's channel, The Wooded Beardsman. He's got a little fillet going on there in butter and some adobo. It's some beautiful stuff. It's just how long we got till wait.
I should be ready.
All right, one last ditch effort to find my brother's knife in the pond. This is a Magnetar giant magnet for magnet fishing. Just to give you an idea on how powerful this thing is. There's a fork, and if I get close to that fork, whoa, that is kind of scary. But as you can see, I don't know what I think it's like a 50. Ah! Look at, we'll do that one more time. So if I get anywhere near that knife, she's gonna, oh, come on. It's hard to do this with one hand. All right, one more time because it's cool. Watch. Within like what, 5 inches? Wing. I've had this Magnetar magnet for a while. We just haven't had the opportunity to actually put it into use. I'm gonna try it right now. Man, that's strong. There. Okay, we're gonna try to fish that knife out of the pond. And then it takes like everything I have to try. I can't get it off. There.
Well, closer to the ladder.
Where were you? You were here, right?
Yeah.
And then you weren't like further. You reached over.
It won't be far from the ladder. If it fell out of my sheath, it would have fallen straight down below the ladder.
Look at that. Huh.
Seriously?
That's crazy. Look at that.
Well,
Does it say stainless on it? Huh. It does say stainless. It's still stuck. Usually stainless, not that.
I don't know how it fell out.
That's crazy. That's cool.
I probably didn't put it in the sheath properly.
Well, you guys remember the cooker, right? This thing works awesome. It gets up off the ground. It keeps the coals where you need them. Hey, what do you think of this thing? You were skeptical of this whole design.
No, I wasn't. I came up with it.
But you wanted this thing that's super high and weird
Well, I
looking.
wanted it taller so that I don't get smoke in my
You still you would have to be so tall, like
no, just enough so that it doesn't waft out, like it keeps the heat and doesn't.
But
waft.
you'd have to get rid of the trees.
No, you wouldn't.
I
just
assure
wanted
you
that. I wanted it taller.
The air comes out over the trees and comes down.
No, it's not that.
All right.
I just don't want the smoke. I wanted the heat to collect more here.
I think if you had a range hood, that's something not a steel. I'm a welder now. Did I tell you?
You're gonna make a range hood?
I could make a range hood
I don't
actually.
think you need a range hood.
Well, that'd be kind of cool. Actually, cool build range hood.
That's good. It's all pink in the middle still though.
Oh well, you cook it like well. Got this Springs maple syrup. Have you guys ever tried? No, you guys haven't. Actually, there's one guy. David. David's got some of this stuff. How you enjoying it, Dave? You got any left?
You're not used to handling anything that long, eh?
That's true. That was banging. Well, look at the color, right?
Yeah.
Well, like what you're standing on is pretty. Like if you walk over there, it's not that. Like once that grows, I think it'll stabilize. This won't. End of day, we moved probably about 15 bucket loads of rock. It doesn't look like much rock, but that's a lot of rock. And so the idea is to place them strategically on the geotextile all the way around. So we'll probably move a number more buckets of rock. These are all fieldstone that have been placed there over the years. So yeah, it'll make a nice little line all the way around and then inside. The camera never does it justice on how deep and steep that slope is, but anyways, plugging away at it. It's all about just gotta move it. Let's see. Get her done. So Rachel's off camera. She's shy today, but she made us a fresh baked pretzel. Like,
Oh, yeah.
look at that. It's still steaming. She brought it out to us. Hi, Frank. No.
It's delicious. Thank you, Rachel.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
Well, that was a lot of rock.
It's a lot of rock. Kevin's rock pile.
That's true. Well, it's not even depleted yet.
No, there's lots left.
There's still quite a few rock left, so we might have to move more rock later on. I don't know if we want to put more geotextile out there or if it's good the way it is, but it's kind of like a work in progress. You can't, like, if you're gonna eat an elephant, you got to take one bite at a time, sort of like a giant pretzel. You gotta one bite at a time.
That's right.
Frankie would take it in one bite, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you guys have any suggestions on what we should do with the pond, I always read the comments. I appreciate your input. You put it down below. Anyways, we're going to enjoy our coffees, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and join me on the next one. Cheers!